I was about to go to sleep, and then I remembered two very important things. I got a hair in my mouth. I've remembered two very important things that I completely forgot about today. And the first one was dinner, and the second one was psychology and setup Sundays. So, I just ate my dinner at 9:30, and I can't go to sleep because I just ate it, so I might as well film the video. I'm tired and I should be asleep, but it's fine. So, again, it's just psychology and setup Sunday. So, I'm not even really going to be doing anything on the charts. I'm more of just going to be talking, and um, I'm probably just going to go ahead and figure out some type of setup for the week, right? So, for starters, psychology. I think during the entirety of this week, my psychology was pretty good. Pretty darn good. I think I did very well this week. Well, I guess last week, but yeah. Um, Monday, I was pretty negative about everything just because I lost 3,000. A lot of people would obviously be negative about it, but I shouldn't hold that like so close to me, right? Like I shouldn't hold that for the next trading day and the rest of the week. Um, and I think that day I really just I don't know, I struggled mentally a lot on what I wanted to see versus what I ended up getting, right? And it really sucked because I ended up losing a lot, 3,000 worth on the account, right? And I think that I could always do better, you know. Psychologically speaking, right? I could always do better because I wouldn't say that I was angry, so to speak, about the loss and all of that. I was more of just not even really accepting of it, but like I pitied myself when I took that loss because um, I went back to that victim mentality of thinking like, of course it's me. Like I'm always going to lose. I can never win, right? And that's just a terrible mindset to have, especially during trading, right? Um, and while that trade was going on, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking, of course we're going so bearish, right? Of course we're taking out my stops and going so low compared to what I wanted to see. Of course this, of course that, right? But I think that that type of mentality when taking trades or when holding on to trades is exactly what's going to make you lose, right? Or maybe that it's not what's going to make you lose, but rather it's what's going to make you lose more, right? Because everybody's going to take a loss here and there. It's unavoidable, right? You can never have 100% consistency unless you're like the algorithm itself, right? And I think that day specifically, it just hit a lot more because the previous week, or literally the day before that, I was talking about how my psychology was really um, starting to struggle because I was just taking so many losses consistently, right? And I think that that Monday, it just overwhelmed me, right? I'm a bitch, all right. I could have I should have fixed that mentality a long time ago. Um Considering I've been trading for a while now actually. Um so yeah, Monday was just not a great day mentally for me, and I should have been able to win that day considering my predictions, and also B stick to a good risk to reward and not mentally juggle moving my stop loss here, moving my take profits here, taking partials here and there. I should just stick to exactly what my strategy shows me and fix the RRs that I'm having, because there's no reason why my risk to reward should be $2,000 stop or $1,000 stop. Maybe $1,000 stop if I'm popping out with like 20 micros, or 30 micros. But when I'm in for 10 micros, let's say, or maybe 8 micros, there's no reason I should be risking anything more than 5 to 600 at a maximum. Um, right? And that is pushing it a little bit, right? My position should be good enough that I'm risking maybe, I don't know, around, let's say, 300, right? 300 as an average, maybe 400, right? Um, but yeah, I think that I've had a big mental struggle on Monday, and then Tuesday, I wouldn't really say I struggled mentally. Well, I didn't even take a trade. I don't believe. Um, did I? I think I took an accidental trade, maybe. 18 is Monday, I believe. 18. Yeah, 18 was Monday. 19. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so 19. So Tuesday was the day where I realized I was on delayed time frames, and I turned off the recording, and then I I think it was like 2 to 3 minutes right after I turned off my recording, we saw market start spiking higher, and then I told myself, okay, since I saw that move, I don't want to be in this trade anymore. So I ended up closing out, thinking that it would put me in a break even position, because again, I was following what the chart showed me, and not the 10 minutes into the future, because I was 10 minutes behind, right? And then I ended up closing thinking it was break even, but we had a crazy move up. Or we realistically had a crazy move up that I just couldn't see yet, and I ended up losing 2,000. But I didn't want to take a trade that day, after seeing that move, right? Because throughout the entirety of Tuesday, we watched price action move, and it didn't really give me what I wanted to see for the first initial position. But then I saw there was potential for this other position, and then I moved. I changed my entries, right? I believe I had buy entries. Initially, I wanted bullish, and then I saw that price was just kind of running. But it was also moving slowly bullish. It wasn't just giving us any retracement at all. So then I was like, okay, maybe we're bearish. I got rid of all my bullish entries, and then I put a couple of bearish entries, and just um, the rest of the story was what I already told. But I think during that day I had a pretty decent psychology. One thing I will say is that I was kind of in a panic mode, because I wasn't seeing any entries, but I was still seeing price move so far away, without giving any retracement. But it was moving so slow. I thought, maybe we'll get a retracement here or there, or maybe 30 minutes from now. But I was in a sort of panic mode, because I just couldn't find anything that I wanted to take. And I think I don't think I know that's a bad thing. Um, but the fact that I can understand that I had that feeling, uh, the next time I feel that, I should just stop and take a moment, reanalyze everything, see what price is showing me, what the market is showing me, and see, like, if it's still unclear to me after all that, then today is unclear to me, and I should just not trade today, right? Unless something indicates to me uh, where I want to go, and I'm very sure of it, then I should just completely fade that trading day, and just move on, and wait till the next day, because I'll always get something later on down the line, no matter what. Um, so yeah, Tuesday definitely could have done a little bit better with my mentality, right? I was just a little scared of missing the move, I guess, right? Wednesday was, I did pretty decent. I believe I tried to take a trade on Wednesday. Yeah, but I was 10 minutes behind, so I closed it at break even, or I think it was a little bit in drawdown, but then I ended up closing for profits somehow. Uh, I guess because price moved the direction I wanted. I believe I took a bullish trade. Yes, I took a bullish trade on Wednesday. Um, so I think Wednesday I did pretty decent, right? Because this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. I believe I took a trade somewhere. Oh no, this is Wednesday. Sorry, this is Thursday. This is Wednesday. Yes, I believe I took a trade somewhere down here. Yes, off of this SMT, I believe. Sorry, no, it was this SMT actually. Yep, yep. So yeah, we found an SMT here that I could easily take, and I took a bullish trade around this level, right? Um, and I think this is a day where my mentality was only good not because it was like actually good, but because I was taking a trade that was winning, and I saw such a good SMT divergence. I saw great moves, um, and I think that that day I could have had a better mentality. And I don't like the fact that I only have a good mentality on days where I win, right? I always start off the day with a pretty decent mentality. However, when it gets to finding a trade or sitting within a trade, I struggle a lot psychologically to hold on to that trade, have confidence in my trade, understand what's happening with the trade, or just like I'm just in fear of what if I lose this trade, right? And I just don't like the fact that Wednesday I was only in a good state of mind because I was winning the trade. And I believe on Thursday, I believe Thursday was also a winning trading day. I'd have to go back to look. I believe I believe it was. Let me just go to the YouTube actually. Yeah, YouTube, and then we can actually see my trading days. So yeah, Friday was no trade. Thursday was a winning day. Um, so yeah, I think that Thursday we did pretty decent. I believe it was also another SMT that I took. Um, I think that day was pretty decent because I do remember being in drawdown and then kind of consolidating around my position and just holding that level, not really moving anywhere. Um, and then we took partials at a position. Wait, actually, I believe that was false. I believe I No, yeah. No. Yeah, Thursday took a pretty decent trade. It was about 800 worth or 1,000 worth, something like that. And then I took a second trade, right? And that second trade was a mistake, because I believe it was during this time where we were consolidating, and I ended up losing half of what I had gotten because I was struggling to see something within this time frame, right? And I also called out we're probably going to see something in the very late afternoon around 1 or around 3 p.m. or something. And then at 1 p.m., yeah, we immediately got the spike move that I wanted. So I think this day I could have done significantly better on my mental. Um, I took a very good trade at the beginning where we moved higher and I took partials. Um, then I pulled stops up to break even, I believe, and it was after an indication that within the next few candles we would either close bullish and indicate continuation bullish, or have a shaky closure around like a doji bullish or a bearish candle, and it would indicate that there's potential that we reverse. So I pulled my stops up after we had the indication that we were going to reverse potentially, and then we ended up reversing. We went lower. Then I tried to take another trade, going the opposite direction, or Yes, going like the opposite direction. So I started off initially bullish, and then I took a trade bearish. And that bearish trade, I had such tight stops with so many contracts, and not a great, I guess, entry. Not really entry, but like reason to enter. Right? I didn't have a good reason to enter. And so I ended up getting stopped out for half of what I had gained earlier the day, and that just like it didn't ruin my mental, because I believe I said, I'm going to end off the day like that because I'm still in profit. It's not a lot of profit, but I am still in profit. However, I believe that that was a poor decision, um, so to speak, or not really a poor decision, but just not the right or not the best decision I could have made. Uh, One, taking that trade was not a good decision, and then two, ending my trading day there as well, not the best decision because I knew that after lunch session we would most likely see some form of movement the direction that I actually wanted, right? And I could have cut that video there and then restarted recording the video back around 1 p.m. after I was done with lunch and continued the rest of my day to see maybe I could catch something, anything that would follow what I wanted to see, right? And had I done that, I would have finished lunch at around 12 to 12:30, which would have been 1 to 1:30 p.m., and we would have seen all of this movement. All I had to do was wait 30 to 40 minutes to see that we're moving lower, right? We could take a 50%, 45%, or 75%, or like any confluence down here and bring the rest of this home, right? Could have been able to catch maybe a potential 165 points and brought that home. But I didn't. And I think that a lot of that was because I was scared of losing all the profits that I made on the day. And I am at the end of the day still satisfied at the amount of profit that I took home that day, or not the amount of profit, but the fact that I took that day as a profitable day and not a losing day, right? Um, but as I look back right now, I do wish that I could have a strong enough um, psychological state during those times to make a rational decision of saying maybe, I can take an early lunch and then come back right after lunch hour, which would be around 11:30 in Texas time, and 12 that would end up being 12 to 12:30 New York time, which sorry, I meant take an early lunch and end by around 11:30 to 12, which would be in New York time 12:30 to 1, which is the perfect time for me to get back. Um, Not just because I see the movement here, but because the lunch hour ends around that time, and it would show some form of higher velocity movement than during lunchtime, as we see here, and around here, yeah. Uh, then for Friday, I think my mental was the strongest on Friday, because I saw I saw all of this here, right? And I got in fairly late, and I ended up not being able to get in on these movements. So I saw what was price doing, and I didn't really see any retracement within the time that I was there, which I believe it was from like 9:30, 9:40 to 10:30, 10:40 in my time, which is 10:30 to 11:30 New York time. And because I didn't see any retracement, I didn't see any true move that I would have liked. I told myself, there's no point in trading today because A, I was in late, B, I'm not finding anything, and C, there's just not a lot of movement considering Asia session only moved about 60 points. There was no reason for me to take or force a trade here, and I think that ironically that was the only or the day that I had the best mentality while I was looking for a trade, right? Because I understood that I was in late, I made a mistake, and because of that mistake, I haven't been able to find a trade, and there was no reason for me to force a trade. However, now that I'm looking at it, there might be. No, there wasn't actually. So yeah, um, but that was really good because it prevented me from taking a loss because I wanted Friday to close higher. I probably would have forced a trade to go higher and been stopped out around here, right? Um, so yeah, throughout the week I had an improved psychology compared to what I had the previous week, but it still could use some work, right? What I am proud about though is my weekly prediction because I gave two possible scenarios that would play out during the week. I wanted my initial possible scenario to be the one that played out. I thought I heard a sound. I'm tripping. Um, I wanted the first possible scenario to be the one that played out. However, uh, that wasn't the case. My second scenario is the one that played out. Now, both scenarios rode on what Monday did. What I should have understood was yes, Monday I can take a initial trade off of what I wanted to see the most, right? And use whatever is given to me as an indication of which one would happen, right? But if I were to, whether or not I win or lose on Monday, the prediction that I made for Monday should be able to project what I want to see from price for the rest of the week. And had I followed all of those predictions that I made at the beginning of the week, I would have been profitable 4 days out of the week instead of only 2 days out of the week. Um, so hopefully with this prediction today, I can do a lot better throughout the next week and refine my strategy to make a lot more sense to me and make it overall better to take higher risk to reward trades as well as give myself a higher winning percentage as well. So yeah, now that's it for my psychology segment. Overall, I think I did pretty decent, and I could do better. Always can, and I will try to improve in this next week. Um, with that being said, let's go ahead and make a prediction for what I want to see for the rest of this week, or for the entirety of this week, right? So let me actually see this on the 1 hour again, because I want to see what happened. 30-minute actually on close. So no SMTs, but we did get a pretty nice NWOG here. New week opening gap. So now we want to go to the daily time frame. So for Monday, it seems like we're seeing a bullish Asian session right now. We've already moved up about 162 points. Body wise, it's 116 points, but it is an expansion nonetheless bullish. So I kind of want to see some bearish move during London protraction and then a bullish move during London delayed protraction. I don't necessarily want to see us come down to this new week opening gap yet, right? What I want to see as my initial analysis, what I want to see is bullish during this session, bearish during London protraction, bullish during London delayed protraction, with maybe a retracement within the second half of the London delayed protraction. Then during pre-AM trend, I want to either see a consolidation with a shallow liquidity sweep that creates an SMT somewhere. And then with the AM trend on market open, I want to see maybe a retracement 50% on some time frame and then continuation bullish for the rest of the day. If that were to happen and we close very strong bullish on this day, for Tuesday, I would also want to see us do a similar trading day, potentially a lot less pointage and potentially closing as a doji, whether it be bullish or bearish. I'd like to see Tuesday close as a doji. But I do want to see Tuesday's main move as a bullish move, whether it be during the pre-market times or during market times. I want to see that bullish move, and then whether it be during market times or it be during closing times, I want to see a very deep retracement bearish and then a closure as the candle being a doji. Doesn't matter if it's bullish or bearish to me. Then for Wednesday, I would like to see price bearish, extremely bearish, to fill up this new week opening gap, either to fill it or just to tap it. Then for Thursday, if we fill it for Thursday, I want to see us touch into this ISP and then move bullish again. So I want to see Monday close bullish, Tuesday close as a doji. Doesn't matter which direction it closes, I want to see it just close as a doji. Wednesday, I want to see bearish. Thursday, I want to start if we fill up this gap, I want to start off Thursday touching this ISP, so we get an open low, and then I want to see bullish, so high close. So Thursday, I want to see a bullish close with very little bearish resistance. Then on Friday, I also want to see bullish and closing above whatever Tuesday's high is, right? I want Tuesday to be a high of the week. Potentially Wednesday, depending on if Tuesday makes a large wick and then closes as a doji, then I want Tuesday to be the high of the week. If Tuesday kind of consolidates within the same, maybe say 150, 200 points for the whole day, I want to see potentially either Tuesday as the high or Wednesday could potentially become the high. Then, why does this say Tuesday? Am I a tweaker? Friday, Tuesday? I'm not a tweaker, am I? I don't know. I actually don't know. But yeah, and then if Wednesday doesn't fill this NWOG, I want to see Wednesday tap it. And if Wednesday taps it, comes into the 50%, and then closes a little bit higher than it, I want to see Thursday not even come down to this ISP. I just want Thursday to do the open low high close. Maybe it could fill it with that low, maybe not, but I just don't want it to come to this ISP. It can, but I don't want it to. So that's my initial most wanted analysis. My secondary analysis would be that somehow, by the grace of God, we move down the 420 points within the London protraction phase, London delayed protraction phase, and pre-AM trend. If we do that and we end up filling this new week opening gap on Monday, then I just want to see Monday potentially closes bearish, right? Potentially. But if we do come all the way down here and here, then we'd probably end up seeing a retracement, right? So let's say Monday, before New York Open even happens, we've already filled this and we're somewhere down here, right? On New York Open, I expect us to tap this and then push up and still close bullish. But we have already filled this new week opening gap, which if that happens, then I want to see Tuesday go bullish as well, right? So Monday will be bullish, then Tuesday I want to close bullish, but I don't want it as a doji. I want it to be a very strong candle move, right? And we wouldn't have any extra highs, so Tuesday would close bullish. I would like to see Wednesday close bullish, and then Thursday potentially we see Thursday close bearish. There is a slight chance that Thursday closes bullish because we have had such a strong bullish move, right? There's just literally no like maybe 5 or 6 bearish candles dotted within the last what 30 days, 39 days, so 40 days, right? And there's only a total of like what 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bearish candles out of 39 days. So 1/4 of the candles are bearish, right? So potentially Thursday could close bullish. I wouldn't necessarily be surprised, but I wouldn't necessarily want that to happen, right? Because the highest likely chance or the highest percentage chance of a reversal during the week is usually Wednesday to Thursday. Um, and I want Wednesday to be bullish, so I want Thursday to be the reversal. If Thursday closes bearish, then I expect Friday to either close as a doji or close bearish as well. Um, the doji doesn't matter which side it closes, whether it be bullish or bearish, as long as it's just the doji. However, if it closes bearish, I want it to close fairly strong bearish with a small wick, not something like this, right? I'd want it to be more like this. And then if Thursday does close bullish, then I expect Friday to also close bullish and get no retracement. It's either bullish or a doji on Friday again, right? So just to recap everything, my first initial analysis is Monday bullish, Tuesday doji, Wednesday bearish, uh, Thursday tap ISP, close bullish, Friday bullish. I believe that's what I said. I can rewatch the video later. Um, and then for my secondary analysis, what I want to see, more than likely what I want to see, Monday, Phil and Wog close bullish. Tuesday, close bullish, strong. Wednesday, close bullish. Thursday, potentially close bullish. However, I'd rather see close bearish. If Thursday closes bearish, Friday closes bearish, or a doji. If Thursday closes bullish, Friday closes bullish, or a doji. So yeah, that's basically what I have for my predictions today. Like I said, if we do have Monday close very strong bullish, and Tuesday as a doji, it would potentially create a 50% for us somewhere around here, maybe here, right? And then Thursday coming down to here is just the absolute perfect entry for bullish. Um, but yeah, that's basically it. That was like a 44-minute video, I believe. 40-minute video. 30-minute video, 32-minute video. Not that bad. But yeah, those are my predictions for the week. Hopefully psychology for me can be a lot better this week. Hopefully my trades can be a lot better. Hopefully I am blessed with great opportunities this week. My target this week for winning trading days, I want to see 3 to 4. I do believe I can 100% get 4. I do believe in that. I believe in myself being able to do that. But if I do get 3, I wouldn't be mad either, right? 3 is the majority of the week, and I would much rather majority of the week be winning days than only 1 to 2 days of the week being winning days. Again, you can always be in profits with even just one winning day out of the 5, but uh, I believe that for my mental health, I believe that having a higher win rate with a higher risk to reward is the absolute best thing that I can do, right? Um, Trying to think if there's anything else that I'm missing. No, I think I'm done. I mean, if I do end up getting 3 winning days only this week, I hope that I don't lose both of the other days. I hope that one day, at least one of those days, I either get a break even or a no trading day, right? If I were to lose, I hope my loss is very minimal and very, how do I say this? Very unnoticeable, I guess, right? I'm hoping the end of this week I can have a 1 to 3 RR at the very least. So 3 times what my loss is. Hopefully. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit the bed now. Take a quick sleep, and then wake up tomorrow morning fresh and ready for the next trading day and the rest of the trading week. Um, I hope everybody else has a good trading week, and I pray that I I start doing a lot better from here on out. Um, I caught up with my best friend today, um, and it just motivated me so much more to push myself and learn how to um, perfect my strategy. Before, I was kind of like flip flopping between strategies, doing so many different things here and there. This is the longest I've actually stuck to one strategy, um, which is kind of crazy for me to say. I believe it's been almost 2 months of me using this strategy. I used to use so many different strategies, change it up, add things here and there, but I think the strategy I have now is almost foolproof. All I need to do is fix my psychology and enhance um, the current analysis even more. Not really by adding and subtracting things, but using all the things I know and I guess enhancing how I analyze with everything, right? Because before I would completely negate order blocks or omit fair value gaps or not even pay attention to regular trading hours or um, just completely forget about first presentation. And now I'm using literally everything. Not all the time, but I'm using everything, and I'm getting better at incorporating it all um, without uh, without overcomplicating things, and I guess just omitting information that I have, right? Um, but yeah, so that's gonna be it for today's video. It's pretty simple. Hopefully for tomorrow I can do better, and the rest of the week as well.